Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Ito po lingkod, Dr. John Ortiz Tiope sa ating programang Ang Laging Daan ni Doc John. Alam niyo po mga kaibigan, sa mga nakaraang araw, nakikita natin ang problema na napakarami dito sa ating bayan, lalong-lalo na sa usapin ng lupa at sa usapin ng mga claims sa mga lupa. Noong mga nakaraang episodes po natin, na-discuss natin na iba't ibang uri ng mga problema sa legalidad at even sa politika. Ang ating pong episode ngayon ay tutugon sa isang kontrobersyal na issue na kung saan ay maaari ang iba ay magtaka at ang maaari ang iba ay magtaas ng mga kilay sa kanilang mapapanood. Bakit? Ano ba yan mga kaibigan? Ano ba yan Dr. Jan? Ano ba ang inyong pag-uusapan? Ang ating pong pag-uusapan ngayon ay ukol sa usapin ng lupa. At ukol sa usapin ng lupa, mga kaibigan, mga kababayan, di niyo ba alam na ang Pilipinas ay pag-aari lamang ng isang pamilya? Yun po ay maaaring magtaka kayo. Pero ang ating pong talakayan ngayon ay depende po sa inyong pananaw at depende po sa inyong paghuhusga kung kayo maniniwala o hindi, mga kaibigan. Tignan po natin ang ating malayang pananaw upang tignan kung ano ang mga nangyayari sa usaping ito. Alam niyo po mga kaibigan, napakarami na pong mga tao sa usapin ng lupa ang nagsasabing sila ang may-ari nito, sila ang may-ari ng ganyan. Pero ang ating pong panauhin ay meron po siyang mga dokumento at meron po siyang mga aspeto na kung saan nagsasabi na sila ang may-ari ng ating isla. At ito po ay nasabi na sa ilang mga dokumentaryo. Pero sa punto pong yan, pag titignan natin, ang mga historians, ang ating mga nagsusulat ng kasaysayan, ay tila yata hindi na isulat ang ilan sa mga bahagi ng kasaysayang ito. Siguro po mga kaibigan, kung titignan natin yan, marami pong mga tao sa ating bayan, nagtataas kilay. Bakit? Doc Chan, totoo ba yan o hindi? Depende po sa inyo yan. Kaya manood kayo sa ating programa. Ang ating mong panauhin ay walang iba po kundi ang natitira na lamang na talagang heir ng mga tagiyan Talyano dito sa ating bayan, na kung saan ang mga tagiyan Talyano ang nagsasabing may-ari ng tinatawag na OC-1-4 o titulo na kung saan napasa kanila ang buong Pilipinas. Ang ating pong panauhin ay walang pong iba kundi si Prince Julian Mordem Talyano. Magandang araw, Prince.
Yes, magandang umaga sa inyo, Doktor.
Okay,
maraming pong salamat na ako'y naimbitahan sa inyong programa.
Ito, Prince, ang pangalan niya is Prince Julian Mordem Talyano. Siguro sa unang mga bahagi ng ating programa, marami din nakakilala sa inyo. Sino ba si Prince Julian Mordem Talyano? Paano niyo pakikilalanin yung sarili?
Actually po, ako'y pinanganak sa Nueva Ecija At ako'y, bagamat palipat-lipat kami ng daan dahil sa dami ko ng asyenda, sumasama ako sa aking lolo, nagkaroon din po ng diwa at ako'y nagkaroon ng kaisipan sa area po ng Mindanao, kung saan dito po kami lumaki dyan dito ko naging binata dyan sa Davao City. At sa ngayon, meron po kami bahay dyan sa Buhangin, dyan po sa Rigudon Street. May bahay po kami. Andyan po yung tinatawag po naming Ancestral House.
Ancestral House.
Yes. At meron po kaming Ancestral House dito sa Quezon City. At meron po kaming mansion sa Calaucan, kung saan pinaupahan namin yan sa sa mga pamilyahaw. At nitong 2010, hinamatay. At kuning kong panibago, inangkin ng isang kapitan. At ang sinasabi, ang Tala Estate daw, ang may-ari, ay wala na, patay na. Yun na nakakalungkot, Doktor.
Ito Prince, kung titignan natin yung Talyano, paano ba yung umpisa ng angkan ng Talyano sa Pilipinas?
Nag-umpisa yan, actually, yan ay mula po nung 9th century. Mula sa mga Khan. Umpisa kay Genghis Khan. Tapos yung kanyang apo na si Kublai Khan na nag-colonize ng Asia, ng China at saka Asia. Then meron pong anak niya, may apo po yan si Mango Khan, ay si Kublai Khan, si Mango Khan. Mango Khan, nagkaroon po ng anak na si Tang Lian Khan na aking kalololohan. At si Tang Lian Khan, may anak po niya siya. Yan po si King Marikudo Khan. Pero alam po ng lahat na ang alam nila King Marikudo lang Pero hindi po sinasabi ko sa istorya yung family name. Yan po ay si King Marikudo sa Panay. At meron po siyang anak, si King Luisong Tangyan Khan. na usually ang ginagamit po namin noon ay tangyan. Pero kako nga sa inyo, naging Talyano kasi noong panahon ng Kastila, naging very familiar to ang tangyan sa revolusyonaryo. So, para iwasan ang maramihang pag-aresto ng Guardia Civil sa mga pamilya tangyan, nagpalit po kami ng Talyano. Na ito naman, inadapt din po sa isang kamag-anakan ng aking mga ninuno na taga Edward Islands through Macleod. Ang Macleod kasi yan ang dala ng Talyano eh.
Nung binabasa ko yung inyong genealogy, even yung Bolkiah related sa inyo?
Yes, ang Bolkiah naman ito by affinity through itong si Raja Saint Bolkiah.
Yung mga Overbeck, ano naman
Yeah,
yun?
Overbeck, yan yun po yung may-ari ng British Northern Company. Yan ang napangasawa naman ni Sultan, Prince Lacantangyan Talyano. Yung si Overbeck, ang tatay niyan ay yung Gustavo Don Overbeck, si Rowena Overbeck na asawa ni itong si Prince Lacan Ulrihal Bolkiah Tangyan Talyano.
Pero anong tawag sa, ibig sabihin, yung mga tagiyan Talyano, ito yung mga royalty, noble people ng mga panahon yun.
Royal family po yan.
Royal family. So,
Yes, nung panahon nga ng Kastila, pagkatapos niya, napalitan niyan, instead na prince or instead na king, pinalitan Don. Naglabasan niya mga Don.
mga Don na, mga...
Don. Pero actually, the same title yan.
Si
sa prince.
Don Esteban ba yun?
Yeah, Don Esteban Benitez Talyano.
Sino naman si Don Esteban?
Ayan ang aking lolo. Yan ang anak niya ay si Don Juan Rojas Talyano. Tapos, ang anak ni Don Juan Rojas Talyano, father ko, si Benito Agustin Talyano.
Ito naman, paano yung sa usapin ng Talyano, tagiyan, paano napasa inyo ang titulo ng buong Pilipinas sa inyong angkan?
Nag-umpisa po yan sa kwan eh. Nag-file po kami ng land registration proceeding. Para noon, maging legalized daw, di umano, ayon sa tanggapan, ni Solicitor General Gregorio Araneta Sr. Siya po ang Solicitor General noon, noong 1901. Yan po ay umpisa, or that was the beginning of the Philippine Commission. So that time, Gregorio Araneta mandated us to clarify which among those properties owned by the Italianos. That's why my family, in accordance with Republic Act 496, filed a registration proceeding with the Land Registration Court.
Bakit sa Talyano? Anong di ba yung may titulo? Anong tawag sa titulong yun?
Tangyan.
Tangyan.
Yeah,
titulo.
yeah.
So, in-award sa inyo yung title.
It was not awarded, but during the coming of Great Britain, who pacified us and extended succor to us because of the abuses of Spaniard, Great Britain recognized our right, our ancestral right, over the Dominion. And this now what we so called that time Maharlika Island.
Maharlika Island.
Yeah. So with that, the British Governor Dawson Drake issued us a what we so called Sirwan-Daspor Protocol. Then the same manner that was adopted when the Philippines was subjected for bidding to many countries, especially Russia, China, and several nations that want to purchase the Philippines, because that time the secession treaty between the United States of America and Spain has an involved amount of $20 million. And since we know that United States of America were just acquired their independence newly from the Great Britain, so they are not in financial capability to defray that amount of $20 million. But the Italiano clan that time has a great volume of gold, which was converted into a what is so-called 1 million pieces of $20 million. 1 million pieces of $20 each pieces, which corresponding of 18 karat of gold, 25 grams per coins.
So yung nung panahong yun, hindi pa tayo Pilipinas, ang tawag ba ay Maharlika?
Yes, we called that time, we are tinatawag na po sila sa atin na Pilipinas na.
Pilipinas
Because the calling of Philippines was started during King Philip II. That was the...
Pero before King Philip II, Maharlika tayo.
Yes, yes.
Siguro, Prince, mamaya babalikan natin yan. No? Yun po mga kaibigan, ito magandang usapan to, usaping Maharlika, di Maharlikan Legacy, di Maharlikan Island. At mamaya po, babalikan natin si Prince sa ating talakayan upang mas marami pa tayong malaman ukol sa Maharlika. Muli mga kaibigan, balik tayo sa ating programa. Kanina medyo naputol tayo sa usapin ng Maharlika. Ito pong Maharlikang ito ay napag-usapan na nung mga nakaraang 70s na kung saan even may isang senador na propose na palitan ng ating bayang Pilipinas na pangalan Maharlika. At ang sabi dun sa ilan sa ating mga researchers, ang sabi yung Pilipinas daw ay tinatawag na Maharlika bago pa dumating yung mga Espanyol. Prince, gaano katotoo to na before dumating yung mga Espanyol, Maharlika ang tawag sa atin?
Katotohanan yan, doctors, kasi ang mga tao noon sa bansang Pilipinas, ang kanilang mga titulo at umiiral na pamahalaan ay ito yung tinatawag na kaharian o kingdom. So sa Tagalog, ibig sabihin, mga Maharlika. Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng royal family o royal title, kaakibat ng Maharlika.
Pero nung panahong yun, bukod sa Tagian, Talyana, may iba pa bang royal family?
Wala na po.
Wala na?
Oo. We were the only family that exists.
Na...
Even Ra Sulaiman, Ra Lapu-Lapu, all these rajas devolved from one families, and that was us.
Even yung mga Kiram sa inyo
Yes,
galing?
Kiram was just an affinity.
Affinity.
Kaiditang yan. As a matter of fact, Kiram came into being, that was only 1877. After James Cook, who was conducted exploration, part of the world, or part of Asia, and landed in Sabah, or what we so called that time North Borneo, is a place when the Overbeck had sown so many trees, or rubber trees, where the Tangyan Talyanos list to the Overbeck.
Pero itong sinasabi niyo, bakit wala sa kasaysayan, hindi nakasulat sa libro?
This is what I was telling to you. The writer of before, unlike other writers, there were only several writers that were not bribed. Mostly of them were after of what they paid, of what they're receiving. Every single piece of what they wrote always has a corresponding payment. That's why all those data that found beneficial to the Republic of Philippines that time was junked by a person who has a vested interest.
And who's that person who's vested interest?
This, what you saw during the time, the Arenetas and the conspiracy of Marcos. And as a matter of fact, as early as 1956, Salvador Laurel already declared and pronounced that there was around 50 million documents that were lost from our record.
Pero ever since before the time of Marcos, may mga historians na rin. Ba't wala tayong records, mga artifacts man lang, mga naiwang mga gamit ng mga Tagian Talyano na maaring makita sa kasaysayan?
We have up to this time. We have.
Ano po yung mga yun? Ano po yung mga
like, you know, the basement of Malacanang, where there is, what we so called, there is a secret room over there. It is where Rasulaman was buried. He was enclosed with black coffin, where several diamonds were put therein, which was attempted by several presidents to open that. And one of that was President Errol Estrada, who was by manifestation of of what is called the Holy Spirit, Eric Estrada, President Eric Estrada was almost hit by the chandelier, dropped from the upper portion of Malacanang.
Okay, let's go back. The Philippines, as you own, was manifested through the Royal Protocol. Is that the Royal Protocol?
Yes, very true. Yes.
Ano yung itsura ng Royal Protocol? Paano siya meron ba kayo natatandaan? Ano yung itsura ng title na yun, ng Royal Protocol?
01-4.
01-4. Ano ba siya? Naka-typewritten? Nakasulat?
Sulat kamay.
Sulat kamay.
Yeah, sulat kamay ni British Dawson Drake.
Do we still have records of that na pwede
Yeah, we had.
Na just in case tatanungin kayo, Prince, nasaan na yung Royal Protocol na to?
We had that, but this was translated into Spanish, into English instead of Spanish.
Ano pong sinasabi doon?
The same thing what was written in the 01-4.
Na ang mga kinasasakupang ito, ang pagmamayari ay Tagian Talyano.
Yeah, based on the survey and topographic survey, and there are two survey that was done before. The topographic survey and this what is called the geodetic survey. Topographic survey was a verification of the surface of the earth, especially the Philippine or Marlic Island. Then second was the verification as to the data of the entire archipelago. Whether this falls within this what's called within this correct dimension of this around 169 million hectares.
Okay, based though on the documentary that I saw, Maharlika is composed of Philippines, Guam, and Hawaii. Tama po ba 'yun?
Right, yeah.
Kayo ba may plano pang i-claim ang Guam tsaka Hawaii?
No, the only reason, the very reason why we are sometimes or from time to time we are telling about our right in Hawaii because our ancestor came from Hawaii. My great-great-grandfather was Prince Julian MacLeod Talyano, married to the Queen of Hawaii, the daughter of King David Khan, the last monarch of Hawaii. That was in 1898. So, historical sometimes, I used to mention this name of my ancestor.
So, if these are the properties, even the present claim of China on the Spratly, kayo rin na may-ari, even yung Scarborough Shoal.
Yes, very true. As a matter of fact, Scarborough Shoal, and especially in Zambales, there's no such thing as China. China Sea at that time, Doctor. This called by the navigator as Tangyan Strait.
Tangyan Strait.
Yeah, Tangyan Strait. The old map, and I can have that old map. I don't know if ever this Philippine Historical Commission, if they have that, I know because it's an office that some of the document where I retrieved that document. There's no such thing as
China Sea.
China Sea. This is Tangyan Strait before. And the United States of America, even the world.
Pero sabi ng China, they're the oldest civilization, eh. Di ba?
How could it be?
Yeah.
Kublai invaded and colonized China. And where we came from? I came from that race, the Kublai Khan. And Kublai Khan were the one who invaded and colonized all Asia. How could it be? It must be the Filipinos. We, the Filipinos, who conquered China and who owned China and not the China itself.
So which means the historical facts as stated, hindi tayo nanggaling sa Malayans, kundi nanggaling tayo sa Mongolians.
So our race, my race.
Your race.
Unlike others, there was a report that the Filipino race mostly from Polynesian and Malays. Very true because of our race and our way of living, our trade and tradition. which coincide with these Malays, with the Polynesian.
So, looking at all those packs, then the title o 01-4, which means that the entire Philippines is owned by the Italiano. Ganun,
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
But because of the humanitarian consideration, my great-grandfather entertained and accommodated the deed of donation, and some of those were already given to the Republic Philippines. And we are not claiming the whole. What we are claiming only the title to prove to the world that the Philippines is not a land of squatters. We are the owner of this motherland of ours.
So, if you're the owner, anong gusto nyo gawin? Pamigay yung lupa sa mga squatter?
Sure.
Yun ba
So
yun?
that we have to stop the what so-called the throughout generation of ejectment, eviction, which is very alarming what's happening now.
Yeah.
They are setting fire to one house of one squatter. Just this squatter will be demolished
Demolished, okay.
by way of fire.
Fire, yeah. Sige.
This is very alarming,
Sige, Prince,
doctors.
babalikan.
That's what I want to stop it now.
Babalikan natin yan. Alam niyo po, mga kaibigan, pag-usapan na natin yung Maharlika, yung lahi ng mga Talyano. Ngayon may nasabi si Prince, squatters, lupa, at yung atikain ng Tagian, Talyano, sa ating bayan. At mamaya po sa ating pagbabalik ay ating po yang tatalakayin, mga kaibigan. Muli, mga kaibigan, kanina nasabi ni Prince na sa usapin ng squatter problema, sa bayan natin dapat walang squatter. Kung tutuusin, ang mga nagmamay-ari, so ngayon, base dun sa nabanggit niya, ang mga titulo nito medyo may problema at ang may-ari talaga ay ang mga Talyano. Ibig sabihin yung nagpapademolish dito sa mga squatters na to, ay hindi sila yung may karapatang may-ari, kundi sila rin ay mga, tama ba sabihin ko, land grabber din ba sila?
Yes, very clearly.
Bakit sila naging land grabber?
Very true.
Sa Paranaque, si Henry C. ba yung may-ari ng lupa nun? O?
Certain Silverio,
Silverio.
made to appear it was purchased by Henry C. So mostly this is all, this goes, all this, every piece of the land that we have now almost goes to the Chinese millionaire. So this is, I think this is a corresponding action from this Cardorishore. A tantamount of invasion, economic invasion.
Economic invasion.
There is a, what is called political invasion now, territorial invasion. This is already economic invasion. They use our land, sacrificing and no more giving our land to their own bank. After all, what will sacrifice? Juan de la Cruz. Because it was the Juan de la Cruz who will pay through what we so-called the counting window of the central bank. And the central bank, of course, under the law, will extend financial services.
Okay, Prince. In terms of the claim, what are your legal actions na nagawa na sa claim?
On what? On what?
On the entire Talyano estate.
To what? To whom you are referring to?
Nag-file na ba kayo ng kaso? May nanalo na ba?
Yes, we had several. We had several cases that we won already.
Using what title? 01-4?
Yes, we had title for 98 we won, especially one to quote was the PNA, the Prime Neighborhood Association. We won from the lower court down to up to Court of Appeal, then up to the highest court of the land, the Supreme Court.
Ito, Prince, the 01-4 is palagi itong ginagamit ng mga squatting syndicates. Maraming gumagamit ng 01-4. Sino yung mga gumagamit ng titulo ninyo?
Marami. Ito yung mga dating tauhan namin yan, especially Henry Rodriguez, na sumakay lang yan sa issue. Dahil ang ginamit naman ni Presidente Marcos noon para tirahin kami, itong mga Rodriguez, itong si Governor Dursilio ng Manila, province of Manila na at that time, was by the name of Hermogenes Rodriguez. The Hermogenes Rodriguez was the great-grandfather of Francis Rodriguez of Zambales, the brother-in-law of Vicente Magsaysay, now Senator June Magsaysay. And this Rodriguez are those came in Zambales, not Rodriguez that came in Bicol, who were exploiting the Sierra Spor. Rodriguez and Zambales never, and at any one time, used to claim the land through through Sierra Spor because they know their limitation.
Sino-sino pa yung mga gumamit ng...
And especially Acopiados, Roberto Acopiados, who was just in 1989, was just my broker. And as a matter of fact, I was the one who saved him from being jailed in Taguig. He was jailed for a period of 6 months because he was accused of selling property owned by the subdivision, especially in Perpetual Village in Taguig. And another violation that this Acopiado was done was the falsification. And there were so many
Sino pa?
offenses. Especially Torres. I forget the name of Torres.
Yung sa
The one who intended to demolish the whole Quezon City.
Yeah, that's Wilfredo Torres.
Alfred Torres.
Wilfredo.
Yes, Wilfredo Torres, who used to claim almost one half of Quezon City and intended to demolish by way of giving some amount or bribe money to a staff of land registration administration for him to be issued a fictitious land title derived from OCT 614. And OCT 614, Doctor, it only embraced of 5,420 square meter, which can you find here in the area of Montalban and not in Quezon City. And this 614 embraced land, if you will see the title, Piedad Estate, which was my ancestor by the name of Don Emilio Piedad from Rizal Nueva Ecija.
So marami pa po yan eh. Kasi pag sa usapin, ito, minsan, pag yung claim ninyo sa mga lupa ay walang naniniwala, pagkat sinasabi na kayo rin ay parte ng isang squatting syndicate.
Ako?
Oh.
But the document shall speak. And as a matter of fact, even up to this time, not even single case that was filed against me for me to be to answer this accusation and to prove whether to prove this accuser to prove to the world that I had violated or had such kind of offenses. But after this time, not even single. There was what we call fabricated and what we call a frame-up was done in Valenzuela when I asked the court to summon the complainant and identify me, and the complainant herself told to the court that she never filed any complaint against me because, according to the woman, that Prince Taliano was the one who installed us there and the one who assigned us and gave us an opportunity to reside from being a squatter along the river. But but according to her, I don't know who decided and who designed the filing of criminal complaint against Prince. And you know what happened to that? When I asked the Supreme Court, the court, to summon the NBI who referred. Now, no single NBI staff appeared in the court. And it was we found out, by the way, that such allegation was just a frame-up of certain acopiados.
No, within that point, you're back right now here. Then the Taliano, ikaw na lang natitira. Ano pa yung gusto nyong mangyari sa titling system? Babawiin mo ba yung buong Pilipinas?
Very very clear para hindi po sa lahat. Para hindi magkaroon ng kaguluhan. Kasi don't you know that what was availing by the public now, even the investor, through the Land Registration Commission, are titles that had no probative values. They're using this title, circulating from generation to generation, of no values. After all, once a certain person had that, and somebody will claim, he can claim within 48 hours because that title has no property value. Now, what I was saying long time before, let's adopt our title, the title of the Italiano royal families. It doesn't mean that once they adopt that, I have to cover or reclaim all those land. It is very impractical. Because if we did that, if we wish to do that, we did that so far. Long time ago, and no one had reached this moment. Because it was President Marcos that time that wished to bribe us in the amount of 50 billion for us just to go to United States and forget this.
Okay, you mentioned
land.
about President Marcos. Ano ba yung naging role niya dito sa Maharlika?
For your information, Marcos was just our lawyer in 1946. Along with the retired retired Solicitor General Gregorio Araneta Sr. And they were the one who exploited, manipulated all the title within the legislation proceeding. You know what's the scheme of the title before? Before you can acquire a title, you have to pass through the court proceeding. This time, no more. You will just touch or you will just call up the DNR survey through what you so-called table survey. Then tomorrow, you will have a title as long as the price is right.
Right.
You know how much per hectare? They are asking 50,000 per hectare.
Nung araw.
Yes,
dati.
even today.
Even today.
And if you want this title became a title, you will pay another 20,000. So that they will antedate the date of the OCT that was issued to you into another 5 years, so much so that the pre-patent scheme for a period of 5 years will be used now after that 5 years, which was only an antedating.
Now, about the Italiano royal family, ano yung, would you like the government to still recognize the royal family?
It doesn't matter if you don't, or they will. Very much if they will, because it will help economically, politically, and much more socially, especially on social problem, which are now the one that make this nation so far very poor from what is so-called from this century problem.
Yeah.
Because this problem was circulating by those in the third world, by those whose business is rebellion.
Now, in terms of the Italiano estate sa kasalukuyan, sino lang ang merong autoridad? Do you have an attorney in PAC?
No, I had later administration.
Sino siya?
Yeah, I had attorney PAC.
Mario Papa.
Mr. Mario Papa. Though he is my relative, the way I look at it, is most of the qualified.
So bukod kay Mario Papa, wala na silang...
No more. I terminated all this SPA because, you know, mostly this SPA were circulating illegally for their own vested interests. Now,
looking at what happened historically, Dylan, halimbawa, ako isang mahirap, isang squatter na lalapit sa inyo, anong maitutulong nyo dun sa mga squatter na yun?
There are two set or two schemes that we are adopting. One, if you are in possession. If you are in possession, I will just issue you a document, what we so-called certificate of possession or certificate of occupancy. That certificate of occupancy will be given to you with a period of 2 years for you to stay, so that you are not be called squatter. Then you are just paying rental, minimal, but that rental amount would be converted into a sales deductible from the proceeds of the sale or the time or at the time that you already decided to acquire that land by way of sales.
But the problem is that you mentioned yung mga Copiado, Torres, ginagawa rin nila yan sa iba't ibang lugar.
Yeah, if they're making that, that's what I was planning now to file a complaint against them now.
Now, siguro, Prince, This is a very controversial issue eh. People would raise their eyebrows and even doubt you. Why should the viewers believe you? Bakit kami maniniwala sa'yo sa lahat ng sinasabi mo?
First, maybe, as you know, the one that I told you, it must be the document that must speak, and it should not be by word of mouth. What I was telling to you, it's up to you to decide. But it should be the facts that will tell about the document.
But somebody would say you could easily manufacture documents.
Yeah, you been verified the court.
The court.
There is a existing court. There is somebody, there are so many people could testify that this record came from the proper authority, from the proper office. And no one can deny this way. Because otherwise, I will be forced to file a complaint against them. And if what I was telling is not true, once I file complaint, the complaint must be bounced against me.
Siguro, Prince, we're now on the last portion. What would be your message to our viewers?
Yeah, especially to our the fellow citizen, and especially those landless and homeless that observe precaution of dealing those brokers, those using Rwanda Sport, those using by the name of Tagliano without the authority of your humble speaker now, especially the judicial administrator, Prince Julian Norden Tagliano. Many person using my name, many person using by the name of Occupiados Benot Rodriguez. But these people were already discharged from being authorized to deal the land that they are dealing for. As a matter of fact, Occupiado lost already to the case in Pasay City, and the Tagliano never lost. And the Rodriguez the same lost to us, and the Tagliano never lost, as what I was telling to you. So please observe precaution.
Okay,
Thank you and good day.
Good day, thank you. You know, ladies and gentlemen, mga kaibigan, mga kapatid na nanonood sa ating programa, maring iba ay magtataka, maring ibang i-question din ang sanidad ng ating guests. Maraming magsasabi, mali yan, di totoo yan. If you would watch this, violent reaction would be coming in. Sasabihin nila, marami yatang mga komplikasyon sa napag-usapan, mga kaibigan. Ngayon, sa puntong yan, pag titignan natin yung ganong aspeto, marami po sa usapin ng kasaysayan at sa usapin ng literatura na minsan hindi yata lahat ay naisulat sa ating mga aklat. Ako po, I do give a healthy skepticism on every issue. Let's research, let's study. The problem sometimes is that people would even have to do research. They just judge. Marami nagsasabi, ay baka naman hindi kayo nag-research, Dr. Jan, at ginas nyo agad si ano. You know, the concept of our show is for the people to practice their critical thinking. Pag-isipan nyo, mga kaibigan, tayo po'y magsaliksik. Hindi po natin sinasabi na maniwala kayo, sinasabi na ito ang tama, pero ang punto po dito sa pagsasaliksik at sa inyong paghanap ng katotohanan ay makikita nyo kung ano ang totoo. Pero isa lang po ang sabi ni Prince, naalala ko sa isang bayan, tayo Pilipino, dapat ang Pilipino ay naninirahan sa kanyang isla, naninirahan sa kanyang lupa. Ang Pilipino, dapat nung araw, magbakod ka lang, sa iyo na ang lupa. Ngayon, mga kaibigan, sa puntong yan, kung titignan natin, marami po ang magdadoubt, marami po ang maguguluhan, pero one thing for sure, the last question that I'd like to raise to you, mga kaibigan, be an open-minded Pilipino. Pag-aralan natin ang kasaysayan, tignan natin ang lahat ng mga punto rito. Sa Tagliano, royal family, tignan din po natin, maaaring sa iba, titignan, wala sa kasaysayan. Pero, kung ating susuriin at ating titignan, baka nandun lang, nakatago lang. Hanapin po natin ang katotohanan. Kaya ito po yung lingkod, Dr. John Ortiz Tiope, sa ating programa, ang Laging Daan ni Doc John. At kung inyo po, susubaybayan natin programa, meron po tayong Facebook account, www.facebook.com/ang Laging Daan. At sa ating pong mga YouTube channel, ay hanapin nyo na lang po ang Laging Daan ni Doc Jan. Kaya magandang araw sa inyong lahat.